men or women ever came to be, there was a supreme being who lived on the beautiful planet of Triunus. He was the creator of all things seen and unseen. He had an army that did his bidding and worshipped him. One of the generals, however, became very envious and started a rebellion to take over the planet. His name was Cacanos, the inventor of evil. The creator defeated Cacanos and his followers, and he banished them from Triunus to the dark side of the moon, where he would no longer have to gaze upon their vile nature. To help bring some beauty back to the moon's surface, the creator fashioned land, plants, and animals. Once he had finished these, he created a man and woman to live there so they could spend time with him and bring him joy. He warned them to remain where there was light, for if they were ever to cross to the dark side of the moon, they would be separated from him. They honored the creator's wishes for a time, but one day, Cacanos called to them from the dark side of the moon and enticed them to come to him. He told all sorts of lies about what was on the other side, and the man and the woman were overcome with curiosity. They went to where there was no light. Once there, the creator came down and scolded them. He told them they could no longer be with him, as he had warned. He then struck the ground, and immediately the ground caved in, and a flood of water spewed from its depths, creating a great sea that completely encircled the moon. There was no more land for them to cross back to the brightness they once knew, and the sea was so treacherous that they could never sail to the other side. The man and the woman wept bitterly and fell on their faces before the Creator. He turned his back to them, but before he left, he said to them, one day he would send someone for them to lead them back to him. From this promise, the moon received its name, a word which in the old tongue meant, he has promised, Parchegona.
Pollution concentration for this phase is mild. No warning of tainted phase.
Phileas, you're gonna be late for lessons.
You've got to be joking. Have you seen my new dress socks?
What, you lost another pair?
I've got executive meetings today and all I've got are these.
Well, I'll buy you a new pair today.
A lot of good that does me now.
Doodlas, your class has been really hard, especially natural knowledge. We've got that killer project to finish this week.
Phileas, what are you doing?
I'm asking Doodlas to help me with my project.
Now hurry up or you're going to be locked out of lessons again.
But what if he didn't hear me?
The Creator isn't deaf, Phileas.
Did your mom say you can come over?
Yeah, I just gotta be back for dinner.
Are you ready for some volleyball during the intermediate period?
Doesn't she know any other sports?
There's other sports?
Class, I would like to introduce a new student. Todd Borelis. His family just moved here from Sinjaikas. I want you all to make him feel welcome.
Welcome.
And since Brent is being so hospitable, he'll be your host today and show you around.
Ha ha.
Go get a seat and sit next to Bren.
Where's the lever on the basin?
It's on the floor, silly. See?
Class, remember to have your compositions finished by tomorrow.
Hey, Brent.
Yeah?
Sorry about getting you wet.
It's okay.
So you moved all the way from Sinjaikas? Yeah. What's it like there? I don't know. It's busier.
What'd you expect them to say? It gets dark there or something?
There you are. I've been waiting for you. I guess I forgot. Come on, I've got to get dinner ready for Mom. Bye, guys. See ya. He's a nice kid.
Don't say that.
Why?
Because that's what you always say before you invite somebody over to play with us.
So, who's winning?
I think Cassandra is.
Are you sure you've never played this before?
Honest.
Some people are just born naturals at playing Regal Jacks.
When's Dad getting home?
Late. He's working a double cycle.
What's your dad do?
He's a guardian.
That's neat. Big deal.
It's better than what your dad does.
Building energy fabrication plants is 100 times better than being a guardian.
Yeah, but your dad doesn't build them. He just draws them. He makes other people build them.
So what does your dad do?
I don't know. What do you mean you don't know?
Oh, whose turn is it?
It's yours, Iteron.
We live in the Alliance of Cornelian Republics, more commonly called the AKR, and it consists of this entire region. Centarpus, where we live, is located at the south. Just below the AKR is another region. Peloria is nothing but a great big desert, and it's so hot there you couldn't survive for much more than one full phase. Yes, Phileas?
But didn't mankind have to travel through Peloria to get here?
That's true.
So if it's so hot, how'd they ever get here?
Seekers say Peloria hasn't always been a desert. They claim that long periods of energy production have altered the climate.
See what your dad did.
Shut up.
Just below Peloria are the Chamborial territories. This is a very cold region since it sits so low in the hemisphere. It is believed that this region is still inhabited by nomadic people. Kinesia.
How can they live if it's so cold?
They probably live underground where it's warmer. Cathod?
What are the people like there?
No one really knows since man can't get there to study them. The waters are too rough. Man has never built a boat that the sea wouldn't crush to pieces in a matter of a few phases.
Informer Drug?
Yes, Cathod.
What's here?
Well, that's Vesatus. It's just a dark, uninhabited region.
Wouldn't it be cool if we could explore the Chamborial territories?
And get yourself killed in the process? That'd be real neat.
There's gotta be a way. If I I were going, I wouldn't stop till I get all the way to Visatus. Why? There's nothing there. Sure there is. Our communer says there's a whole race of people still living in complete darkness. Your communer? Who's that? Don't you attend the gatherings? I take that as a no. You know, the place where we come to worship the Creator? Oh, I've heard of something like that before. What's it all about? It's kind of hard to explain.
Don't look at me.
Why don't you come with us sometime and see for yourself? It's about time you came home.
Where have you been?
With Phyllis and Brim, we were talking about the gatherings.
The gatherings?
Yeah, there's this guy who talks about the creator of Parchegona.
Oh, yes. I used to go when I was a young girl.
You did?
Yeah, it's a good place to go. It teaches good life values.
Phyllis asked me if I could come with him sometime.
Well, when do they meet?
On the 7th phase.
I suppose that'll be okay.
What? Thanks, Mom. That's Jordan. You can't let him skip it on chores.
He can help when he gets back.
After I've done most of the work.
You're older. His day's coming.
Oh, I'll believe that when I see it.
It's about time you guys got here. You almost missed the best seats.
Where are the best seats?
In the back, Aaron.
Don't we have to sit with your parents? They don't mind, as long as we don't make any noise.
From the sacred writings, the book of the communer, titled.
That's the communer. He's about to speak to us from the sacred writings. The what?
The sight overwhelmed their hearts. Doulos bridged the great sea to bring his people to the light. But more than just the light, he gave them the assurance of his presence. He gave them Triunus, his very home, as a celestial sign. When they gazed at the sky, they would remember where they had come from and know that, regardless of their former wickedness, they would live on that planet someday. The early followers were a driven people, and they did great things for the Creator, the foremost of which was returning to Visatus to bring back those they had left behind. We've lost that drive. Now there is no Triunus in the sky, just a blanket of smoke left by man's efforts to produce enough energy to accomplish his own selfish tasks. We've forgotten where we're heading, and we've forgotten those we've left behind. One day, the Creator will be through with Parchegona, and he'll move Triunus somewhere far away, leaving this moon to fall into an orbit so close to our own sun that all who are left behind, both here and in Visatus, will live in torturous heat. Let us not be too hasty to assume that we ourselves won't be left here if we continue to ignore the Creator as we have.
Now we're going to talk to the intercessor. The inner who? The Creator's son. We can talk to him?
Who here has a need
Sure.
that they would like us to bring before the Creator?
My mother is very ill. We've taken her to the city of healers, but we're not sure if she'll make it.
Who here would like to speak on her behalf?
I will. Doulos, we ask that you now bring your attention to this brother's mother. If it be your will that she be healed, may it be so. If not, please grant the family strength to accept your will.
Who here has a need that they would like us to bring before the Creator?
I'll be traveling to Randux to make preparations for my family to move there.
What?
And I request the summons of the congregation on behalf of my safety.
Who here would like to speak on his behalf?
Doulos, we ask that you turn your attention now to my father. If you wish that he have a safe journey, let it be so. If not, and you take him from us, give our family strength to accept your will.
A complete embarrassment is what it was.
I would think you'd be proud of him. That's the first time he's ever summoned in service.
Right, but he's summoned for my death.
I asked for your safety. Isn't that what you wanted?
Oh, don't play smart with me, young man. I know exactly what you meant.
It wasn't any different than that lady.
My point exactly. That man's mother's gonna be dead in a few phases.
Don't worry, he'll get over it soon enough. Phileas, we were going to tell you.
When? Right before the departing feast?
Your father just found out last night. I had no idea he would mention it in service today. If I'd have known, I would have told you.
It doesn't matter. I'm not going anyway.
Is there anything you need before you leave? No, I think everything's pretty much taken care of. Here are the keys. I always did want a garden like yours. This just isn't how I expected to get it. Well, I can't think of any better hands to leave it in. You take care of yourself. You too.
Ride us? Sure.
It's gonna be strange sleeping in your room.
Yeah, we never do sleep much when you spend the night. Keep the secret compartment in your room. Just that, a secret.
Gotcha. Don't forget about me.
Ow! Not for a few phases. I know we haven't been friends for very long, Phileas, but I'm gonna really miss you. Me too.
Come on, Phileas.
See ya. So what else do you like to do besides play body ball?
You mean there's other things to do?
I wish I could know how to play better.
I can teach you.
You could?
Hey, I happen to be the master.
Please.
Cathod, come on!
Make sure Cathod wash the cast when he gets home.
And why don't I learn how to fly while I'm at it? Cathod, let's go! Do you want to be late again and Informer Droke lock you out?
Sounds fun.
Where's your veil, Doph?
On time, as usual.
Why don't you tell that to Mommy?
Aren't you forgetting something?
What?
You know, you look like a complete Iteron with that thing on.
At least I'll live to see my 19th cessation.
Hey, Tyler.
Hey, Kurdrick.
Guys, my parents are going away for a few phases. We're throwing a party after school. You coming? I'm there.
I don't know.
Come on, man. Don't frighten out like you did last time. You're 17. You gotta live a little.
Pupils, as you know, at the end of each primer cessation, we have a project in the sciences to display your levels of learning throughout the cessation. Along with an accessory, you will be evaluated on cooperation, ingenuity, and usability of your project. This will help determine if you are able to advance to the additionals. Now, if there are no inquiries, I will assign an accessory to each of you. Adar and Tori, Kurdrick and Kinesia, Cathon and Fira, Bryn and Kia, Flaine and Risha, Garona and Noelia. Now pair up with your assigned accessory and begin working on your project. I want a full report on what you have discussed and what your project will be. And remember, if one fails, both fail.
So, I guess we're colleagues.
Yeah, I guess so.
Any ideas?
No, you?
Why don't we try crossbreeding a Gallica plant with the Begorian berry bush? This could help the harvesters.
What?
Make Gallica berries?
Are you just making this up?
No, I read something about it in Harvester Succession.
You read the Harvester Succession?
Yeah, my mom gets it from work.
That's interesting.
So, Vera, you want to go to Kudrick's party tonight?
I'm already going with somebody else.
Hey guys, what took you so long?
Her. Go give me a drink. You won't believe what happened last week.
Are you going to save any of that for the rest of us?
Are you kidding? I can't even stomach most of this stuff.
And how about pour me a glass of what you've got?
Won't you be needing two?
He can wait.
So how long have you two been committed?
Actually, only since last days.
I guess I should have asked sooner.
Yeah.
Do you know where your brother is?
Probably in bed, as usual.
No, he's not.
He got it before I did. Imagine that.
I don't think he ever came home.
I'll go find him.
This instrument regulates the flow of potassium caroside through the vent ports into the combustion chamber. This causes the burning process of our rubbish to produce the energy that feeds Randox.
Just think, class, the heat from this facility transmits the energy throughout this entire community, and our wastes are what keep it going. An ingenious plan.
But at what cost? Tainted phases and toxic rain that destroys crops and endangers wildlife? Wouldn't call that ingenious.
Phileas, this is neither the time nor the place for this.
Didn't you say to ask questions? Well, I have a question for the fabricator. What alternatives has this plant explored to produce clean and safe energy?
You're not the first person to ask that question. Many fabricators have attempted to design a more efficient energy system, but none have succeeded.
Okay, are there any other questions?
So that's it. We're just gonna continue destroying targon fish, the livelihood of our coastal regions?
Phileas, everyone knows that the decline of the targon fish is due to the warming of our waters.
Yeah, by trapping in solar heat with a blanket of pollution that trails across our skies.
Look, class, the pupil is teaching the informer.
If fabrication plants do us no harm, then why is the city of healers overflowing with people with degenerative problems?
Poor eating habits.
Yeah, because of our poor food.
Mr. Ramshock, that is enough! My apologies. Please continue with the tour.
Phileas, by the hand of the Creator, what came over you?
Yes, the hand of the Creator. That's what came over me.
Don't you realize that this expulsion will be on your transcripts? Were you thinking of anybody but yourself?
I was thinking of everyone. Well, you've always told me to stand up for what I believe in. I thought you'd be proud.
Proud? That you've made a name for yourself? And what about us? You've disgraced our family.
I've disgraced our family. Well, what about you? It's your occupation that clouds the skies and keeps people from seeing triunus.
I'm so sick of you berating what I do for a living. Have you ever stopped for one moment to think that what I do for a living feeds and clothes you?
Well, have you ever stopped to think that there are a lot of other jobs which provide just as much?
That is enough.
You're right. That is enough. I'm out of here.
Hi, Dad. What are we having? It's good.
Poor Hannah. Hi, Vera.
Hi, Mrs. Sartona.
Mrs. Sartona.
Don't let him deter you. It's nice to get some respect every once in a while. Can't you wait till dinner?
I'm a growing boy.
Speaking of which, have you talked to Informer Droke about additionals?
Nope.
Bryn, you're going to be finished with primers in 3 successions. What are you going to do when they're done?
I don't know.
Yes, you do. You said you were going to finance additionals on a volleyball grant.
Is that true?
Maybe.
Well, you better figure something out. You're not going to be living here forever. You've got to start taking life a little more seriously. Everything is athletics to you. But you're going to learn there's more to life than these idle pursuits. The Creator has big plans for you, and you have to be willing to do what He wants.
I am.
Really? Then why is it that you've been committed to Fira for a whole succession, and not once have you invited her to attend the gatherings?
Mom?
It's okay, Bryn. I wouldn't mind going with you sometime.
See? That wasn't too hard.
I thought you said religion was too condemning.
You're religious, Bryn. It can't be that bad.
Come in.
Communal Glycar. You got a moment?
Sure, Cathod, come in. Have a seat. What can I do for you?
Well, I'm going to be finishing primers soon, and I want to go on to the additionals.
Oh, well, that's great.
The only problem is, I'm not sure what I want to study.
Well, have you talked to your informer on this matter?
No. I don't think she'd be much help to me because, well, I want to be a searcher to the Chamborial territories, but she thinks it's impossible to even get there.
I see. Well, why do you want to do this?
Well, ever since I was a child, I've just wanted to go there and meet the people and learn about their culture.
What do you hope to accomplish? Cathod, it's great that you have a vision, but if there is no purpose in your vision, then all your efforts are in vain. Have you sought the Creator's guidance on this matter?
Not really.
Well, I think you should discuss it further with Him. He's called the Creator because He is creative. If you allow Him to express Himself through you, He will give you purpose for your vision.
Do you think it's possible to even get there?
If the Creator is in it, anything is possible.
Boys your age are generally in primers this cycle of the phase. Why are you here?
Well, the informers and I weren't getting along so well.
Ah, young ideas smell foul to old minds. Young minds are dangerously wonderful things. They concoct the most ludicrous notions, all the while believing there are ways of bringing them to pass.
Who are you?
My name is Cordell. I am a follower of Doulos. I was beginning to doubt you'd ever come, Phileas.
Well, how'd you know
Know your name? That's not important. What is important is, you're here. Come, we haven't much time.
Where are we going? I didn't think anybody lived up here.
Oh, yes. Many people used to live here. That was before the cloud cover. When that happened, people started to die. So they fled in fear.
So what brought you up here?
So many questions. First, sit. Let's eat. Let us give thanks to the Creator for the food that He's provided for us. Mighty Creator, we give you thanks for this food that you've so graciously provided for us. We ask your blessing upon it in the name of Doulos, your son, and by the Spirit, so be it.
You're blind.
Am I? I can see you well enough. I see that you are a zealous young man, eager to please the Creator and to serve Him. Yet you are very angry and very doubtful. Why is this?
You wouldn't understand.
Wouldn't I? Has the world down there changed so much since I've been gone? Oh yes, sure, there may be new buildings and new people even living down there, but human spirit is a constant, perpetuates itself through all generations. When I was young, I too lived in Randux. I attended the gatherings as you do, and I was as headstrong as you are. I thought for myself and tried to think of ways to bring society back into line with our Creator. Even then, Triunus was covered by a thick blanket of poison put out by the energy fabrication plants. As I grew older, I began to see the doors to gatherings shut for good. People lost faith and began to doubt Triunus was ever even there. I determined to see Triunus for myself, for I remembered hearing my great-grandfather telling me of the days when he could see it with his own eyes. The communers thought me mad for seeking such venture. They called me faithless, foolish, an insurrectionist, a zealot. They forbade me to leave and threatened to excommunicate me because of the ridicule they were receiving from the general population on account of me. I determined to seek the Creator rather than man, so they turned their backs on me, and I left. I fought the smog and pollution to reach the summit. As I broke through the clouds, I felt the warmest heat, not like the humidity we feel here below, and I breathed the freshest air I had ever breathed. It was like breathing in the Creator, if that makes any sense. As I lifted my eyes, I beheld the purple jewel, Triunus, the place where the Creator dwells, and in a matter of seconds, everything began to fade to black. I was blinded. Then I heard a voice of thunder, yet as gentle as a whisper in my ear.
Cordell, why do you seek me with your eyes? I want you to seek me with your heart.
Mighty Creator, why have you blinded your servant?
I haven't. You did. I created this moon with a protective atmosphere to temper the glory of my world. No one can see my world with their eyes alone. The poison that bellows from your man-made energy plants has eaten away the protection I naturally provided. You substitute a pure, clear sky for a dark, poisoned one. You bring judgment upon yourself. Weep not, rejoice, for since you have sought me, I will nonetheless use you.
Of what use am I to you if I have no more sight?
Since you depend on your eyes to confirm your hidden doubts about me, you will not see me physically until you enter my world. Then you will see as never before, but for now, I will give you an inner sight to guide you as long as you depend upon me.
I'll do whatever pleases you. Please instruct your servant.
I want you to be a living example of how I want the people of Parchegona to rely upon me. I'm going to repair the damage done to the atmosphere, so my name again will be great amongst your people, but the veil of abandonment you have created must be eliminated. You must labor to see that this is fulfilled.
But how can one man conquer such a great evil? They covet their energy so greatly.
Nonetheless, you will lay the foundation for this work. One who will come after you will see it through its fruition.
Whoa. The Creator actually speaks to you?
Well, yes. Doesn't he you? You see, Phileas, the Creator speaks to anyone who will listen. He just does it in many different ways. Don't you recognize his voice?
Well, I'm not exactly sure what you mean.
Are you deaf because you have sight? Look around you. He speaks through creation. He speaks through Parchegona itself. He speaks through others. At times, he even speaks through his enemies.
Doesn't the Creator speak through the Summoner?
Is that what the gatherings have taught you? I feel that you are uncertain about what you've been taught about the Summoner. Let me put it this way. Can that hunk of metal around you speak? Does it have a mouth or a throat to tell you the things of Doulos? Can it?
No.
Then it is an idol.
What?
An idol!
The Summoner is a symbol of our faith. How can you say that?
I can when one worships the creation rather than the Creator. I can when one uses it as a charm of good fortune. I can when one uses it as a religious status symbol. It has been reduced to nothing more than an idol, a worthless hunk of metal.
I think I'm beginning to understand.
You see, Phileas, the Summoner was meant to be used as a tool to help focus our thoughts, so that Doulos could speak to us.
So that's what Doulos' followers originally used it for. And we've perverted it into something that it's not supposed to be.
Ah, the blind sees. You see, what is in the hand is not what is important. What is in the heart matters. You'd better go. Blue Cycle Z approaches.
Blue Cycle Z? How'd you Never mind. I've gotta go. Thanks. Thanks for everything.
May the Creator go with you.
Hand to plow, sweat to plow, all for not somehow. Let us purpose so each days are in death.
That was
different.
Don't say I didn't warn you.
Hey, Cathod, we're going to the conservatory. You want to come?
Sure. What about you, Java?
I don't know.
Oh, come on, Jyla. The house won't blow up without you there.
Okay. I don't know what they see in that game.
Well, it won Brent a grant, so it can't be that bad.
I suppose. What are you going to do while he's away?
I don't know. Just have fun, I guess.
No. I mean, what kind of plans do you have for yourself?
I don't make plans. I just take every phase as it comes.
That doesn't sound very promising.
Jyla, where's the fun in making plans? Most people don't do what they say they're gonna do anyway. What about you?
I'd like to find myself a good mate and take care of our home.
You're kidding, right?
No. Why?
I don't know, it just sounds so old-worldy.
At least it's something stable.
Whatever makes you happy.
I'm out for Pelony. Rent's too good.
You don't have to tell me that.
So, what'd you think of my last play?
Oh, I didn't notice. We were too involved in our conversation.
Oh? What were you talking about?
Nothing important.
Hey, Cathod, while you have some free time, can you go get me something to drink?
Sure.
Thanks. Your brother's cute.
I've got to go.
What?
Ah, Phileas, my boy.
How'd you know it was me? Did the creator tell you?
No, you're the only visitor I ever get.
Oh.
What troubles you, son? It's late.
I have questions.
Then you were on a journey.
Huh?
To have questions, you are on a quest. And a quest for knowledge is a journey of the inner sort.
Cordell, I feel so confused. I feel the creator changing me. I feel that there's something he wants me to do.
Let the pure spirit buffer your zeal like the stones around a blazing fire before it consumes you. Hedge it in. Don't try to hear above the roar. Listen to it. That is where you'll find the Creator. When you are still, the fire will be controlled, and the roar and the crackle will make sense. I believe it is time I gave you this.
What is it?
Under the direction of the pure spirit, I recorded technical manuals on a device that will rid Parchegona of the cloud of abandonment. This is the result.
How does it work?
That is for you to discover.
I don't understand.
Phileas, don't you remember me saying that the one that would come after me would complete my work?
Oh, it's not me. I'm not even good at natural knowledge.
Is that so? I don't know how I could have been so mistaken.
Sorry.
Don't be. The Creator has a purpose for you, or you would not be here. He will reveal the one in time.
How will you know?
Well, he will be good at natural knowledge, that's for sure. All the Creator told me was that he will be a boy who used to keep a secret compartment in his room where he and a friend performed chemical experiments on his father's socks.
That's funny. I've got to go.
So soon?
Well, I've got things to do. Thanks for listening. I'll be back sometime.
I'll be here. And Phileas, The Creator will reveal your purpose in time.
I'm the one.
What makes you so sure?
I'm the one who did experiments with my father's socks. And I've had this dream.
Where the sky splits open and Triunus is revealed to mankind.
How'd you know?
Oh, Phileas, I've been having that same dream now for many secessions. I'm pleased he's decided to share it with you.
I think I'm ready to do it.
No. No, you're not.
Oh, I don't understand.
Exactly.
Would you quit doing that and say what you mean?
Can you understand the manuals? Would you allow a child of the primers to teach a course at the additionals?
No.
Funny, isn't it? And they will laugh in your face as you educate yourself. Yes, you may be able to figure out what makes this thing work, but will you know what to do with it once you've got it working? The question is just as important as the answer.
Additionals.
Yes. You have a great opportunity that I never had. Seize it. Phileas, where was I before we met?
Up on this mountain.
And so shall I be when you return. Come. Something I must show you.
Name?
Cathod Borellus.
You're late, Borellus. Leave that here and I'll get it to you as quickly as possible.
There's the loser. Thought you'd frighten down on me again.
What, from additionals? I can think of scarier things.
Like what? Asking a girl out?
Are you two gonna room together?
No, stumbling with someone else I don't even know.
They knew there'd be too much fun going on.
And they made a wise choice.
Lighten up. Will you write?
Sure. I gotta have something to do during lectures.
Cathod, don't let him get you mixed up into any trouble. You hear?
I won't.
I'm sorry. It's just hard, you know.
What?
Take care of yourself, okay?
Okay.
Yep, I can get used to this place.
I hope it's not always like this.
Why? You plan on studying or something?
I thought that was the idea. You have to broaden your horizons. I mean, this place has bodyball.
And girls.
And bodyball. I know you'll find this hard to believe, Bryn, but there's more to life than just bodyball.
There is?
Yep. Girls.
Oh, hi, you must be,
Phyllis?
Cathod?
What are you doing here?
Oh, well, I was gonna ask you the same question.
Can't believe we're gonna be roommates.
Yeah. Oh, so what's been going on?
How much time do you got?
Well, why don't we go grab a cask of that tequila?
Sure, I'll go grab Bryn.
Wait, Bryn's here?
Yes.
Oh man, I never thought I'd see him in additionals.
He's not here to stay.
Right.
So, I made the winning goal. I won the game. The guys carried me off the fields on their shoulders, and...
And what?
Oh, I'm sorry. The coach thought I was worthy of an academic grant, so here I am.
Some guys get all the luck. You know, I have to take a second apprenticeship just to pay for this cessation.
Speaking of luck, fellas, I'm gonna go try mine out right now.
Bye. I thought he was going out with Fira.
He is. You still haven't told me what you're majoring in.
Natural knowledge.
You're kidding. You always hated natural knowledge.
Yeah, I know, and I still kind of do. It's just where I feel the creator's leading me.
How do you know for sure?
I just know. You know, when the creator's moving you towards something, you just know. I'm not sure I'll get the animals.
Wish I knew what he wanted me to do.
You will.
Yeah, I've had a lot of that tequila tonight too.
Vesetis, literally translated in the old tongue, it means darkness. It's the dark side of Parchegona, the place for where mankind first originated. Now, can anybody tell me anything else about Vesetis? Anybody? It's not surprising. Most people know little of anything about Vesetis, except for that it's dark, it's cold, and it's not the kind of place you'd want to live. However, we do have some old writings that tell us a little bit about the culture of Vesetis before mankind migrated to the light side. What we have here in the city known as Xavier is a centralized government where a dictatorial leader presides over the people. And the economy is mostly based on beast harvesting and heat mining, because so few little plants grow there that people mostly eat meat. Yes?
What exactly is heat mining?
Well, heat mining is exactly the way it sounds. It's mining for heat. What the people do is they dig into the surface of the moon and harness the heat at the moon's core. Then the heat is piped to the metropolitan areas, where it heats the community.
Isn't that a little technologically advanced?
Well, it is. If you're going to live in a place that's so dark and cold like Vesetis, you have to come up with technology to be able to survive there. I mean, come on, guys. You didn't think that these people were barbarians, did you? Guess you did.
Former Blaine.
Yes.
You got a moment?
Sure, if you don't mind walking with me. What's up?
Thought your class in Vesetis was real interesting.
Thanks.
I've heard some people say that no one lives there at all.
And what do you believe?
I don't know. Guess I never give it much thought.
Most people don't.
What I don't understand is, why would they live in a place where it's so dark and cold all the time when they could live here?
How could they choose if they don't even know what's here? Mr. Bareilles, has it ever occurred to you that people in Vesetis live there purely out of ignorance?
Surely their ancestors knew if so many people left to come here.
Sure they knew, but the people that remained there refused to believe, and therefore they didn't tell their children, and now all their descendants are paying for their disbelief. Now, Mr. Bareilles, what did you really want to ask me?
If no one in Vesetis knows about the Creator, then someone should go tell them.
Yes, they should. I almost went myself.
You're kidding. What kept you?
I wed. My wife didn't want to go. You can never be too careful in love, Mr. Bareilles. It can pull you away from everything that the Creator has planned for your life. Never forget that.
Hey. Oh, hi, Farah. Gathering food for home? It's what most people do here.
Wow. Are we the little homemaker? I got a letter from Cathod the other day.
Really?
Yeah, has he written you?
I'm sure he has better things to do with his time.
Well, he says things are going just fine.
That's nice. What about Bren? Have you heard from him?
No.
Don't you think that's a little odd?
Why should I? Bren's a busy guy.
No more than Cathod.
What is your problem?
My problem? I should be asking you that question.
Whatever.
Oh, come on! You've had it in for me from the beginning.
Right.
What is it with you? Can't you see how worthless you are to Bren? Or is that why you keep hanging around my brother?
Is that what's bothering you? Because there's nothing between me and your brother.
Good! Then stop leading him on!
Although some rural domiciles still use beast waste as fuel, the majority of us get our energy and fuel from our rubbish piped through to us from energy fabrication facilities. Phileas, your father worked on some of these energy fabrication systems, didn't he?
Yes, Informer, that's correct.
Okay. Would you care to explain that process to our class?
Certainly. The best I understand it, the sanitation workers gather the trash and rubbish from our home. They take it to the energy fabrication plants where it is dumped into large pits. Once the pits get full, the weight triggers a conveyor belt that takes the trash into the incinerators where it is burned, and the heat is transformed into energy, which is then piped into our homes as heating and energy.
Well done, Phileas.
Thank you, sir. Then once a week, the trash is cleaned out. What remains is compacted into small cubes, which is then stuffed down into our caves and abandoned strip mines. Oh, but wait, Informer, there's more. You asked me to tell you what I know. The energy fabrication plants rid our nation of waste. That much is true. But the side effects are almost as troublesome as the waste we're getting rid of. For one thing, it clouds our skies with pollutants, and another, it poisons our air. Tell me, how many of you have ever seen Tri-Unis? Raise your hand.
Phileas, this is natural knowledge, not religion. Tell me, since you pointed out to us all the shortcomings of our energy plants, can you tell us some solutions?
Fuelless energy.
I plan to walk someday.
Excuse me?
I like a dreamer. Tells me he's going somewhere. Auxilia Geisland.
Phileas Ramshock.
I know.
I can't stop thinking about her.
You're beginning to sound like Bryn.
No, seriously. I mean, she's unlike any other girl I've met.
So, how does she feel about you?
I don't know. I think she likes me. But you never can tell with women.
That's the truth.
What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing.
So what's her name?
Fira.
Oh, I had no idea.
Doesn't matter anyway. I doubt she'd go where the Creator was leading me.
You know where he's leading you?
Vesatus. Mom's gonna flip.
Yeah, but don't let what anybody else thinks stop you from doing what you know is right.
You really mean that?
Absolutely.
Good.
Why?
Because I was wondering what you'd say when I told you I was leaving in 2 phases.
What?
Even now you know it's true that our God is calling you. It don't matter what you know, only that you say you'll go. But your isolation let me throw at you a little twist. Gotta mingle with the dirt if you're gonna be the soul of the earth. You might get a little dirty, you might taste a little mud for the sake of heaven, for the sake of love, for the sake of love. You've gotta get down on your knees. For the sake of love, you've got to try to please someone other than yourself. Put your pride up on the shelf for the sake of love. The sick man needs a doctor, the sinner needs a cure. Gotta let our hands get dirty, gotta keep our hearts so pure. We gotta take our message to all the world. For the sake of love, for the sake of love, you gotta get down on your knees. For the sake of love, you've got to try to please someone other than yourself. Put your pride up on the shelf for the sake of love. For the sake of love, you've got to try to please someone other than yourself. Put your pride up on the shelf for the sake of love.
This is really good.
You sound surprised.
Well, I guess you just don't seem like the homemaker type.
Well, then what type do I seem like?
Well, that's a jaded question.
You think?
You're trying to trap me.
I can't trap you. They're your words.
Are you always like this?
Not always. I just like picking at people's brains from time to time.
And are you licensed for that sort of thing?
Not really, but it's a lot of fun. You get to know who people really are. Tell me, who are you?
I'm Phileas Ramshock.
That's just your name. Who are you really?
Well, I'm a student at Additional studying natural knowledge to find a way to better produce energy.
Now all I have is your present educational status and your future career goals. You've told me nothing about you.
But all that is me. It defines who I am.
Why is it that people try to define themselves by what they do? I mean, to a certain extent, what we do gives others clues about ourselves. But it doesn't tell us who we really are. Look at me. I can't walk. What does that tell you about me?
That you can't walk?
Exactly. But many would attach some sort of tag on me, form an opinion of me, without ever knowing who I really am.
I see what you mean. So, who are you?
I asked you first.
Okay. I'm a believer in Doulos who yearns to accomplish his will for my life. I have a passion for learning and a stubborn nature that won't leave me alone until I know everything there is to learn.
Wow. Now that's more like it.
So how about you?
I'm a person who doesn't like having to tell others who she is.
Oh, wait, well, that's not fair.
That's who I am.
But that's not fair. I just opened up to you like you asked.
So that means that you're not afraid of what others think of you.
And you are?
No. I'm just not an informer who teaches classes on Auxilia Geisland. If you want to know more about Auxilia, well, then you'll just have to hang around and find out more for yourself.
So what is Auxilia Geisland going to do after she finishes her studies?
I'm going to start my own business.
What kind of business?
Not sure which one, but one that helps others. What about you?
I'm going to clear the sky so people can see Triunis.
And I thought I was ambitious.
Yeah, I know. It's a big task, but I don't know. I really think it can be done.
I hope you succeed. I'd like to live to see Triunis someday.
Hey, listen. Back where I live, there's this mountain that you can climb up to the top of, and you go up past the clouds, and you can see Triunis. I could take you up there sometime.
You're kidding.
No, you really can see Triunis.
I'm not saying that you can't see Triunis. I'm saying that you're kidding, that you're going to carry me up a mountain to do it.
Why not?
You obviously have a lot to learn about me.
Well, how am I supposed to learn about you when you won't tell me anything about you?
You wanted to see me, sir?
Come in, Mr. Sartona.
Give me one good reason I shouldn't send you to the Creator right now.
What do you mean?
What do you think I mean, Vin? I just got back from Advisor Saitar's office, and you know what he said? He said that I was deficient in 3 courses. The courses I pay you to help me pass.
I don't understand. Have you ever got deficient on any lesson I've done?
I'm not talking about the lessons, Vin. I'm talking about the exams.
The exams? I supply with good notes. It's your fault you're too stupid to understand them.
Why you...
Wait. I'll tell you what I do.
This had better be good.
I can get you into an additional file bank.
What's that to me?
We can break in and change your score.
This had better work, or me and my buddies are using you for a body ball.
Byron?
Attending.
Kerdrick?
Attending.
Loria?
Attending.
Bren? Noella?
So, is that everything?
Yeah.
First I lose Cathod, and now you.
I didn't plan on getting kicked out.
I guess you weren't planning on anything, were you, Bryn?
I'm gonna get it when I get home, so don't start with me.
Fine. I'll see you around.
I heard about what happened.
Surprised you showed up.
Yeah, well, I wanted to talk to you about what happened between us last phase. It's not that I was angry at you for offering to take me to see Triunis. Actually, it was one of the nicest things anybody's ever offered to do for me, especially a guy. But I was scared, so I put on a front to make you think that I was angry. I haven't told you this, but Mountains and I haven't gotten along very well in the past. When I was in adolescence, I loved the out of doors, and I was always looking for new ways to explore it. One day, I got this crazy idea that I was going to climb a nearby mountain. I wanted to know what it felt like to be a winged goblin, soaring high above the clouds. Instead, I learned what it was like to be a mushworm, writhing on the ground. But I can't say that I regret it, because it was then that I learned to totally be dependent upon the Creator. And that's a lesson I wouldn't trade for even a nice walk on the beach with someone I love.
I'm honored that you shared that with me.
So, when's our big trip?
1 and 1 make 2. But what am I to do with all the 1s and 2s that are before me? Like, who am I to be? And what's to come of me? And where are you leading me to go? Will I ever know? Life is such a brutal test that comes without directions. And no matter how hard you try, you can never guess the questions. What's the use to pray? I hear what I sow, I will reap one day. But I don't even know which seeds to sow. Will I ever know? Give me a sign, won't you? Give me a sign.
Bryn, Erin's here to see you.
What were you thinking? Have you listened to anything the commuters taught? Have you?
Acklin?
Yes. But I guess it didn't matter, did it? What has gotten into you, Bryn? We have given you everything. And in return, you've humiliated us. First of all, by getting expelled, and now this.
Well, what's done is done. The important thing now is to decide what the two of you are going to do. Vera, have you told your parents yet?
They're out of town on business, and they won't be back for 3 rounds.
Well, having a child is a big responsibility. You need to tell them as soon as possible. You're going to need their support.
They aren't like that. They're not like you.
What can we do to help?
Whoa, what can we do? I think it's time that Bryn answered that question. How about it, son? She knows I'll help her. Help her? How nice and vague. I'm tired of you trying to avoid your obvious responsibilities. You are going to marry Fira and take care of her and the baby.
Acklin?
No, it's settled. Everything is a game to you, Bryn. Well, let me tell you something. You've played this game, and this is your trophy. I suggest you find a place of your own to display it, because there's no place for it here.
Hi.
Tell me the name of yourself.
Cathod.
Tell me for what reason you come.
To find Visaetus.
Cathod, come. Tell me the reason for to seek Visaetus.
To bring Visaeans to the light.
Cathod seek of a task of great difficulty.
Doulos asked that I go.
Then Cathod go, with the blessing of Doulos.
The Chambora know of Doulos?
Correct.
I had no idea.
Vonus and company be of greater wonder. Any of Cornelia know of Doulos. Be many cessations of the life of Vonus and company, and be not ever the occasion to see a Cornelian, who come for to seek Visaeans.
Minnie and Cornelia don't believe anyone lives in Visaetus.
Foolishness.
I agree. I'd be honored if Selejnavi would accompany me.
Incorrect.
I know so little of Visaetus.
Cathod knows soon much of Visaetus.
Cathod be of great caution at the arrival of Visaetus. The thermal mines be of great danger. Many who go be made a slave for to serve the mines.
Cathod heed Selejnavi. Visaetus be of great darkness. Be not only darkness of the eye, be of darkness behind the skin. Cathod remain not in Visaetus a duration of great length, for the darkness swallow a man. Chambora lose many who choose the path of Visaetus.
It's so good to have you home.
It's good to be home.
And you must be Auxilia. Oh, it's nice to finally meet you.
You too.
Come on in the kitchen. I've got dinner started. It should be done soon.
Where's Dad?
He's got,
Meetings?
Yeah, well, you know your father.
We had a really interesting meeting today at the plant. We're going to be funding a new project in Brutus.
Another plant?
Yeah, but this one's going to produce energy for both Randux and the outlying regions.
Great. Another plant. That's just what we need.
Hey, this is going to consolidate the burning process from 3 factories into 1 facility.
With 3 times the pollution, solving absolutely nothing.
Look.
Darius, this isn't the time or the place. So, Phileas, what are you planning to do now that you finished with your additionals?
I'm not sure.
That's not what you told me. Phileas is designing a generator that operates without fuel.
A what?
It's a device that operates purely on natural energy, without burning of fuel.
That's great.
Are you kidding? It's ludicrous.
Why? Because it's not your idea?
Phileas, Darius, must I remind you we have company here? You are both being very rude.
It's all right, Mrs. Ramshock. It doesn't bother me. Mr. Ramshock, are you afraid that this invention will put you out of a job?
Excuse me?
It's a natural response. I can assure you, though, that if this invention works, it will establish you as a leader in the field of energy reform. If it does work, Felix is going to need your help and influence to convince the plants to implement it. It's great to see a father and son whose passions complement each other so well.
Well, does sound pretty extraordinary. I'd like to see your work sometime.
Sure.
Well, I think it's time for some dessert.
I'll help.
What did she major in?
Executive negotiations.
You know, I never thought I'd ever see a valley from this point of view, ever again.
Well, I'm honored that you'd let me do this for you. Cordell, I'm back. Just like I said I would be. I brought a friend. Cordell. Cordell?
You must have known you were coming.
To my son Phileas, the Creator himself visited me a few phases ago. He told me I was going home because of the extent of my work here is finished. You now have all you need to complete the task. The Creator has revealed to me that final element you will need to fulfill your commission. You have much to do, and you need your strength. I have left a pot of stew for you and your companion. I will be there to meet the both of you when you arrive home.
He said I have all I need to complete it. I just can't find a metal good enough to conduct a charge with.
Well, if you already have all you need, start thinking about what you have.
I wish Cordell were here so I could ask him.
Why don't you ask the one who told him?
Where were you?
None of your business.
Brent, what kind of an answer is that? Does she know you're married?
Cut it out, will you? I don't need this right now.
Well, neither do I, Brent. You're a husband now. Is that nothing to you?
Oh, so I'm supposed to be this family man who comes home smiling after every phase. Well, Fira, sometimes I don't feel like smiling. Sometimes I don't feel like coming home.
Do you think it's easier for me? But I'm trying. Why can't you even do that?
Because I'm tired of trying. It's done nothing for me.
Sorry, excuse for a man.
Look, I didn't ask for this. I used to have a life.
Wake up, Bryn. This is your life. Why can't you make something of it and be happy?
Are you happy?
Not when you keep running off on me. Why are you doing this? You call yourself a man, but look at you. Real life is a bit different than a body ball grid, isn't it, Bryn? You're a coward.
Fear, I didn't.
From the fire pit Doulos ascended, to pave the way for man. May our souls return to him on like path, from the Creator back to him by the way of Doulos. flesh and bone to earth and water rock, body consumed and our soul set free. So be it. Will you all stand? May the angel assigned to death's door deny Cacanos and his throng entrance again to the realm of light.
To stay.
I don't care.
Well, what is she going to do?
It's not our problem.
Where do you think he is right now?
Vera, I know you haven't been welcomed by either of your families, and I want you to come home.
Home?
Yes, home. You can have Cathod's room. It's empty.
Where is Cathod?
What are you doing? What?
What did I do? Someone tell me what I did. What did I do wrong? What? Oh, Doulos, help me.
What are you doing?
You be not from here.
No.
Tell me the place from which you be.
The Alliance of Canelian Republics.
I know not this place.
It's on... It be on the other side of Parchegona.
You have skin of darkness. There be light from where you be it so?
Correct.
Come.
What's wrong?
It hurts.
It's time. Jala, go get us a transport. I'll stay right here with her. Okay, you're gonna be fine. Do you remember everything I taught you? Everything's gonna be just fine.
I can't do this.
Yes, you can do this.
No, I can't. Not without Brent.
Okay, Fira, listen to me. You can do this. I've done this twice, once with my husband and once without. But it never changed the fact that I loved my children. Now you've got to hang on for this child, okay?
I saw her. She's beautiful. Thanks. What are you going to name her? Brenna. It's so strange. Here's this little life depending on me. I have never had anybody depend on me for anything. Things change. It's part of life. But I look at our world and the people in it, and I'm realizing that I don't want Brenna to grow up to be like them. To be like me. I want her to have what you have. She can, but all that she learns will come from your example.
Don't speak, hear me as I testify. My feet have walked the path you're on. Don't leave, I understand the tears you cried. Let me share where I went wrong. God's love has lifted me and I'm learning how to fly. His grace has offered wings to leave my past behind. Learn how to fly.
All right, Phileas. Your father has spoken of your desire to meet with us, so here we all are. You have our attention.
Thank you, Mr. Parchegona. As you're all aware, our skies are thick with clouds of pollution manufactured by energy fabrication plants, such as this one. And while this energy is vital to us, we also need air to breathe, and our harvesters need clean rain and the sun to produce crops for everyone.
Are you implying that we're the ones that caused the crop failures?
No, I'm not saying that you caused the crop failures. All I'm saying is that in producing an energy that's so vital to us, we have pollution as a harmful byproduct. What I'm proposing is a new clean and safe energy.
But if we stop burning, what are we going to do with society's trash?
Yeah, do you expect people to go back to using thermal vents?
And what are we going to do for jobs?
You're not going to be out of a job. Jobs will be naturally created. We're going to need people to operate the new machinery as well as run a new part of the plant that's specifically designed to recycle the community's trash.
That's all well and good, Mr. Ramshock. But how do you propose to create energy without the burning process?
By using the EF Michel cell.
That small thing can produce as much energy as we can put out in a phase?
Well, no, this is just a prototype. It can only run about a household. But a larger unit or several small versions of this prototype put together could run an entire region.
What's its power source?
This.
Are you crazy? You want us to pervert a religious symbol? Some people may consider us Cacanists.
McGrath's right. We're already unpopular with the harvesters. We don't need the Delosians mad at us too.
It's the only source of Nichelaver I could find. Well, I've done a lot of research on this metal, and I find it has certain properties that accelerate the energy conducting process.
We cannot jeopardize our interest for something this controversial.
It's a religious symbol, yes, I know, but... Well, if the Delosians were to make symbols out of stones or trees, would you stop building houses?
You may know something about energy conduction, but you don't know anything about running a business. We've heard enough. Can you find your way out the door, or do I need to have you escorted?
I can't believe he just sat there and didn't say anything.
Well, he probably didn't want to interfere.
Interfere? He's the one who got me in there in the first place. I was expecting him to defend me.
Well, did you ask him to?
Well, no. But I shouldn't have to. He's my father.
Felius, you're an independent person, and don't tell me that you're not, because I know you too well. You've never shown your father that you needed help, so why should he think differently now?
But it's just so difficult. I mean, he's just so difficult to work with. He's just
like you.
What?
Felius,
No.
You're just like your father. You both are strong-willed and dedicated to your work. When that kind of strength is pitted against each other, it creates havoc. But if you could learn to unite it, you could achieve incredible things together.
Where do you start, though? I mean, it's been like this since childhood.
It's like any project. You lay a foundation, you build upon it, and in time you'll be able to stand back and see a work of art.
Wish you weren't leaving.
Me too, but you've got a lot to accomplish here. You need the time alone.
When will I see you again?
Soon, I promise.
Dad?
Where's Auxilia?
She went home today. I guess I really botched things up earlier today, didn't I?
Actually, you weren't that bad. Till the end.
Well, he just infuriates me.
Well, he infuriates everybody. Truth be known, I've always wanted to tell him off like that myself.
You're kidding. I've never heard you say anything bad about Mr. Parchegona.
Some dirty laundry doesn't need to be aired.
I have a message for Phileas Ramshock.
That's me. Thanks.
What is it?
It's Commuter Mulex. The elders are having a meeting and they want to see me there.
The summoner?
Yeah. News travels fast. Dad? Could you come with me?
Sure, son.
Phileas Ramshock, it's come to our attention that you're perverting the use of the sacred summoner for worldly endeavors. Is this true?
Commuter Mulex and elders, I meant no disrespect by my actions.
Well, then what was your intent?
To use the Nishaylever metal for energy conduction. Well, a summoner was the only source of the metal I could find.
You speak as if there's a difference between the summoner and the metal from which it's made.
Well, yes, I believe there is.
How do you propose to discount what elders have esteemed for eras?
Because the summoner is a symbol of our faith, not the essence of it. Anyone can wear a summoner. But does that make him a Delassian? Well, no. If I went out and stood in the middle of a field of vegetables, would that make me a harvester? No. The change takes place on the inside, and the evidence of that is displayed through a person's actions. If you raise the status of a symbol up to the level of worship, it's nothing more than idolatry.
What did he say?
What? Are you accusing us of being idolaters?
I believe my son said if you worship it. Are we to assume that you do?
No, Darius, we don't worship the summoner.
Then I don't see what the problem is.
The problem is that the sacred writings state that the metal was given to us for the purpose of worshiping the Creator.
Yes. Have you ever asked my son what the purpose of his machine is?
It is irrelevant.
No, it is relevant. And you're judging him unjustly until you've heard him explain.
All right. Why don't you enlighten us?
The EF Nishaylever cell can produce fuelless energy that will eliminate the burning of refuse and will allow the skies to be clear so people can see Triunus again.
Triunus?
Phileas, any one of us in this room would thrill to see Triunus with our own eyes. But sacrificing our faith to do it would be very ignorant. The elders and I request that you abandon this project of yours, or we will be forced to banish you from the assembly.
If this is how the assembly feels about the matter, then it is my honor and privilege to disassociate myself from you all, so that I may serve the Creator for the purpose for which He has called me.
And that goes for me as well.
Very well then. Phileas Ramshock, Darius Ramshock, you're hereby charged with blasphemy, perversion, and discord. By misusing the icon of our faith, you have grieved the body of the gathering and are banished from the assembly from this day hence. May the Creator have mercy on you both.
Chavis, Tagos, Kipkid, Kogipe?
Ixajitok Sabaziak, Ispivix, Kavastok, Cathod.
Disik Gispartok, Tigas Vispiket und Zivsdapa?
Cathod speak not Ozi's code. Cathod, I present Kavastok, my brother.
Cathod worked too long, mines of heat.
Be not minor, be not of Visatus.
Be of other side.
Javis believe even now of other side? Javis be of great ignorance.
Javis not be of great ignorance. I come from a land of light.
A land of light. More like a land of dirt, such darkness of skin. I will not be fooled by such deceptions.
Be not deception. Cathod travel many cycles of a land far westward of the mines.
Tell me why you made your journey.
For to bring people to a land of light.
For what profit?
For to tell them of the Creator.
Creator. Cathod be of greater ignorance than Javis.
Listen to that of which Cathod speak.
For what purpose? To become of no mind? I have no lack of ease in my life as to need such fantasy.
Cavistock believe not in a Creator. Be it so.
I believe in Cavistock. I make my own rules. I live my own desire.
Cavistock be of too great of confidence.
Cathod wish to try the Copsa blades? Be it so?
Incorrect. Cathod only wished to share the Creator with Cavistock.
Creator wished to share with me. He is welcome to come and drink. Tell me, where is this Creator?
He be not from here. Be on a planet above.
Such stupidity.
It's not stupidity.
Cavistock, Thais! I prepare a map for to show Cathod other cities where he could speak of the Creator.
Incorrect. I take Javis to the light.
Be others need know of the Creator.
Correct. But I speak now alone. If Javis come now, Javis will learn of the light and of the Creator. Javis return with me later to Vesatus. Be two who will share of the Creator. Be it so?
I return with Cathod.
I've tried meeting with Mr. Parchegona again, but he won't return any of my messages. We're at a dead end here in Randex.
Well, what about Centarpus? Do you still have any connections back there?
A few.
Well, then maybe we could start there, and if it's a success, then we'll have a leg to stand on with all the other plants.
But it'll be a lot harder trying to establish communications from that distance. Tell us more about the merger between the 3 local plants.
The government's funding the Brubus plant at the initiative of Randex Management. They proposed the project and received a grant to design a layout. Once it's complete and receives government approval, they'll break ground.
Who will be managing the new plant?
Randex Management, I'm sure.
So the management of 2 other plants will be out of jobs.
Not really, they'll just be relocated to other positions.
Who stands to lose the most from this deal?
A fuelless energy source. And this concept has been tested?
Well, yes, I have the prototype right here.
And why wasn't the management of Randex interested in this project?
They felt that using the Shaliver metal for industrial purposes would cause too much trouble in the religious community.
That would be a concern of mine as well. This metal is jealously guarded by the religious elite. I need to know if the risks involved are worth the effort.
Well, the initial response from the religious community will be negative, I know, but the final outcome of the project will be positive. Well, the harvesters will be pleased that you've eliminated the air pollution. The religious community will quiet down once they're able to see Triunis again. The government will be pleased at the cost effectiveness of the program, and the general population will praise you for lower energy tariffs.
And what would we do with all the refuse we burn?
I've designed a plan for the conversion of the Randex plant to a recycling facility. This program is sufficient to keep the present Randex staff on payroll without requiring any layoffs, but they wouldn't be involved in the production of this region's energy.
They just get the trash. Do you have time to speak with our engineers?
I've got as much time as you need. Well, 1 down and 60 others to go, huh?
Yeah, but it won't have an over a blue cycle, you know.
I know. I just hope the other plants will accept our proposal.
Well, there's bound to be enough competition out there to motivate plants to act on this. Besides, the Creator wouldn't bring you this far to let you fail now, would he?
No, I guess not. I've been wondering.
What?
Well, I've been thinking about things. About us. Well, and...
And what? Are you proposing?
Well, hold on. Just let me do the talking this once.
All right. I'm listening.
I'm not much of one for presentations, but here goes. The Creator's been looking out for me for a long time now. When I needed a friend who would stay close to me, even when I was far away, he gave me Cathod. When I needed guidance, he brought Cordell into my life. And when I needed somebody to fill up all the empty parts of me, he gave me you. You've helped me make sense out of life, and through all the hard work and responsibility, you've helped me find the joy in living again. I don't ever want to lose that. Will you be my partner for life?
Yes.
I can't believe he's gone. I know he had a lot of big problems, but look at the way he was raised. I mean, he went to gatherings his whole life.
Commuter Glycar says that it's not so much what you know, but what you do with it that matters.
I'm so sorry, Fira. I wish I could have been here for you.
It's okay. Your family has been so good to me, and I know you would have been here if you could. If you knew.
Well, Communer Glycar wants me to go before the assembly and tell them about my journeys. He wants them to finance additional trips.
Something told me you'd be going back.
The sooner the better.
What's it like over there?
It's cold. Very cold. And dark. But not like when you dim the window. It's like there's a wet blanket pushing down on you everywhere you go. The people are careless and wasteful and violent. It's so sad.
Are you planning on having a family?
Well, it's not very family friendly over there. I don't know. It's hard for me to see dragging a wife and children to Vesatus.
Well, what if you didn't have to drag your wife?
What do you mean?
I mean, what if you found a woman who is willing to go with you?
Vera, what are you saying?
I'm saying that I'm willing to go out there with you. I may not have grown up in Vesatus, but I know what those people are going through, and I want to help them. I'm sorry if I hurt you back in Primers. I didn't mean to lead you on like I did. It's just that by making a game out of things, it helped me to convince myself that it was just respect that I felt for you. Look at me spouting off at the mouth again after messing up and having a baby with your best friend. Like I'm anything you'd want.
Vera! Vera, listen. The Creator has chosen me for a special purpose. I can't take this lightly. I promised the Creator that I would not arbitrarily pull someone into my life just for the sake of having a family. I told him that the first woman who was willing to cross the desert with me would be the one that I choose. I'm glad it was you. You're up pretty early, aren't you?
I'm always up at this time.
Since when?
Since I was 5.
I don't remember you ever being up this early.
That's because you were always in bed.
Oh, yeah.
So the question should be, why are you awake so early?
I couldn't sleep.
What's on your mind?
Everything.
About leaving again?
Yeah.
Well, I may not be an expert in foretelling the future, but I have a feeling that everything is going to work out fine.
How can you be so sure?
Because everything has worked out to this point, and because what you're doing is for the benefit of Doulos and others, not yourself. I don't think Doulos takes that lightly.
I wish I had your faith.
You do. You're just concerned, that's all. There's nothing wrong with that.
Everything's different now. I have a family to take care of now. What kind of life is this for them?
Cathod, you're giving them a wonderful life. One that most people here would only dream of. You're all going to live in service for the Creator. That's the best life anyone could have. And it doesn't matter if you live in the midst of luxury or in the darkest hole in Parchegona.
I wish you could come with us. I sure need a cheerleader.
Oh, Fear will take care of that just fine. Besides, Kerdrick would protest.
Kerdrick? You mean you and...
We're only committed to each other.
Oh, you're committed even. I'm speechless.
What? That I'm committed to Kerdrick, or that I'm committed at all?
Well, you know, you never got out much.
I know.
You're gonna make someone a great wife. You know that.
Thanks.
And a great mom. But you've always been a great mom.
I've got so many questions, may never find an answer in this life. But I know for certain I'll find all the answers in your eyes. A million problems, one solution. To unforgiveness, your absolution. Space in the soul that can only be filled by you. For you're the answer to all the questions. You're what you're being. To endless searching, you're my conclusion. And oh, what peace you bring. And my faith, I put it in you. For all you've brought me through. Oh, you're the answer to all my questions. You're my what you're in this place.
There was no more land for them to cross back to the brightness they once knew, and the sea was so treacherous they could never sail to the other side. The man and woman wept bitterly and fell on their faces before the Creator. He turned his back to them, but before he left, he said to them that one day he would send someone for them to lead them back to him. From this promise, the moon received its name, a word which in the old tongue meant, he has promised. Parchegona.
Searching my conclusion, and oh, what peace you bring. And the faith, I put it in you. For all you've brought me through. Oh, you're the answer to all my questions. You're what you're being. Caught in a world of insecurity, nothing stable around. But now that I know the hand I'm holding, I'm standing on solid ground. I'm standing on solid ground. I'm standing on solid ground. Oh, you're the answer to all the questions. Oh, you're the answer to all my questions. You're what you're being. To endless searching, you're my conclusion. And oh, what peace you